Keep putting this man in front of cameras and you'll keep getting great material. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for another top 10 Joaquin Phoenix performances.
That's awfully generous and everything.
It's not my money. Look, let's not make a big deal out of this, okay?
For this list, we're taking a look at even more performances that showcase this actor's incredible talent. If you don't see your favorite Joaquin Phoenix film or character here, be sure to check out the original list.
We build cities, we compose symphonies, and we endure. Why not put that in your books as well?
If you like what you're hearing, be sure to check out Sound Mojo's latest artist, Cultural Vultures. Find the link in the description below.
To catch and comfort with you. I know you.
Number 10. Charlie Sisters, The Sisters Brothers.
What do you want? This is about slapping each other in public. After I slap you, you slap me back. We're even. So go ahead. Hit me. Hit me.
Based on the 2011 Patrick DeWitt novel of the same name, The Sisters Brothers is a dramedy about a pair of assassins in the Old West. Joaquin Phoenix and John C. Reilly bring the titular brothers to life as Charlie sisters and Eli sisters, respectively.
Charlie. Peekaboo. Damn fool. I thought you were gonna kiss me.
Now, Phoenix was certainly in good company playing opposite Reilly, and the addition of Jake Gyllenhaal and Riz Ahmed only makes things easier. But his is nonetheless arguably the standout performance of the bunch.
What are we gonna do about them? We leave them here. They'll end up killing each other or getting eaten alive.
While Eli has doubt about their bloody lifestyle and dreams of something simpler, Charlie is drunk, angry, violent, unpredictable, and wholly committed to their career as killers. It's one of Phoenix's lesser-known recent films, but a must-watch for any committed fan.
A goddamn genius. How did that even pop in your head, just out of the blue?
Number 9. Ray Elwood, Buffalo Soldiers.
Hey, you want a beer? I'll get you a beer, huh?
This 2001 satire, set around the end of the Cold War and the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989, follows Joaquin Phoenix as Specialist Ray Elwood, a soldier in the US Army. In the eyes of his commanding officer, Colonel Berman, he's the definition of a good soldier, but in reality, Elwood is anything but.
Where'd you get all this stuff?
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus. That's funny. So he came down the chimney and put it under the tree, huh?
Yep.
He's actually heavily involved in the trafficking of heroin in West Berlin's black market. And when a new superior rolls in, his carefully balanced disaster of a life is totally upended. Elwood is one of those characters who is at once despicable but also utterly magnetic, thanks to his devilish charisma. In lesser hands, this incorrigible character could have felt two-dimensional, but Phoenix's performance sells it.
Hey, this place gives me the creeps!
Yeah, it's supposed to.
Number 8. Max California, 8mm.
We'd like to commission a film. A Dino Velvet original, one of a kind.
That's right.
As hard as it might be to believe, this 1999 crime film about snuff films was directed by Joel Schumacher.
It's a producer slash director slash weirdo.
Yeah, the same Joel Schumacher behind Batman and Robin.
Grab the gem! Kill the heroes!
Clearly, he was looking to distance himself from campy superheroics as much as humanly possible. And in Nicolas Cage and Joaquin Phoenix, he found willing accomplices.
We're a team, man. We're a partner.
The film tells the story of PI Tom Wells, played by Cage, as he investigates the apparent on-screen murder of a girl found on 8mm film. Enter Joaquin Phoenix as Max California, a sensitive clerk at an adult video store, and his guide to LA's sexual underground. The film bombed with critics, but it's worth checking out if only for Phoenix's performance, which many critics highlighted.
I'm not patronizing you.
Well, thanks. Yeah.
All right, well, you take care, Max California.
Number 7. Jack Morrison, Ladder 49.
Firefighter Jack Morrison.
Joaquin Phoenix is known for playing eccentric, troubled, and strange characters. He inhabits these roles in ways that few actors can pull off, but in a certain sense, it's almost more impressive to see him similarly excelling in a more relatable role. In Ladder 49, he plays Jack Morrison, a dedicated firefighter.
I'm right here. You can do it, Bill. I can't do this. Yes, you can. I'm gonna help you. I got guy's on the ground. Trust me, Phil. Trust me.
Over the course of the film, we get an overview of his adult life, both professional and personal, and bear witness to risks inherent in his career choice.
You know, Mike asked me tonight if I still love the job the way I did. For the first time in my life, I didn't know what to say.
Morrison's life has been one of heartbreak, trauma, and sacrifice, and yet he remains committed to his calling, always willing to pay the ultimate sacrifice. The film gets heavy-handed at times, but Phoenix's deeply human performance grounds it in genuine sentiment, rather than emotional manipulation.
Promise to take care of my kids. Tell them that I'm always with them.
Number 6. Willie Gutierrez, The Yards.
Look, why don't you come down with me tomorrow and see for yourself? All right, if you like it, we'll talk to Frank about it.
Directed and co-written by James Gray, The Yards is a 2000 crime film about the competing contractors hired to repair railway cars in New York City, and the lengths to which they'll go to come out on top.
Why don't you come work for us instead of those cabrones?
Don't waste my time.
As Willie Gutierrez, Joaquin plays a young man who fully leans into and embraces the corrupt lifestyle that comes with his line of work.
We had a little problem. We're gonna go back again.
He works hard, plays hard, and hustles even harder.
I know so. I know these kind of things, trust me. I'm blessed with a gift.
The character seems to have an unshakable confidence in himself, despite the fact that at any moment, his world could come crashing down. In the role, Phoenix switches faces on a dime. Fun-loving and charming one moment, a terrifying force of violence and intimidation the next, but always vibrating with energy. It's truly remarkable. Number 5. John Callahan. Don't worry, he won't get far on foot.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Portland celebrity cartoonist John Callahan.
In this 2018 film released by Amazon Studios and directed by Gus Van Sant, Phoenix plays real-life artist, cartoonist, and musician John Callahan. After a car accident leaves John a quadriplegic, he tries to come to terms with his own alcoholism with the support of AA, channeling his frustrations into his dark and macabre cartoons.
Don't worry, boys. He won't get far on foot.
The film didn't get a whole lot of attention, which is a shame because it did well with critics, and the cast, including Jonah Hill, Rooney Mara, and Jack Black, is fantastic.
Good to know you, John Callahan, who is an alcoholic. You're in the right place, I think. I'm Donnie, and I'm an alcoholic.
Phoenix is in full swing here, expressing the unwieldy frustrations of his character in masterfully chaotic and humorous fashion. And Hill is right there with him. The end result is a biopic that's utterly unique.
Really, things are good. It's really good.
Number 4. Abbé du Coulmier. Quills.
Bravo, Dauphin. It's far better to paint fires than to set them, isn't it? Yes. Wonderful.
Between Jeffrey Rush, Michael Caine, Kate Winslet, and of course Joaquin Phoenix, there's a whole lot of great acting going on in this underrated film. A period drama directed by Philip Kaufman, it's a reimagining of the end of the life of the Marquis de Sade.
Take your pen in hand, Marquis. Purge these wicked thoughts of yours on paper.
Phoenix plays Abbé du Coulmier, a role that demands he play it subtle and nuanced in a film jam-packed with big characters played by even bigger names. And you know what? One could argue that Phoenix's performance is the one that has aged the best.
But isn't that the duty of art? To elevate us above the beast.
Quiet, contemplative, but oh so deliberate, Phoenix's performance is a lesson in less is more.
I've stared into the face of evil, and I've lived to tell the tale. And now I beg you, for your sake, let me write it down.
Number 3. Bobby Green. We Own the Night.
All right. Deal again. I'm feeling hot.
In this crime drama, Phoenix plays Bobby Green, a manager of a nightclub in 1988 Brooklyn. Though he comes from a family of cops, Green has chosen a life of pleasure.
Hey, Bobby. Hey, we got the best club in Brooklyn, man.
Just wait till I take over Manhattan, baby.
But despite his attempts to distance himself from his family, the fact that Russian mobsters frequent his club puts him in the middle of a messy conflict.
Congratulations, Captain Joe. Good job.
Like so many of his best roles, Phoenix plays Bobby as a deeply conflicted individual, a man who attempts to remain aloof and detached, only to dive headfirst into a world of extreme choices and actions. The film was less well received than Joaquin's previous collaboration with director James Gray, but in a film made up of archetypes, Phoenix stands apart by playing Green complex and nuanced.
You want me to inform? No. Are you kidding me?
Number 2, Joe. You Were Never Really Here.
I need my space.
Your what?
My space.
All right, go get your space downstairs.
We've seen Phoenix don a wide variety of masks throughout his career, but never has he played such a visceral and brutal force of violence than in this psychological action thriller. In the movie, Phoenix plays Joe, a deeply troubled man who uses his military and FBI experience, coupled with the fuel of his own history of abuse, to rescue a girl who's been kidnapped.
Security. How many are there? Huh? Is there one? More than one? 2, 3? Come on, talk.
2.
Phoenix doesn't say a whole lot in the film, but with his body language, facial expressions, and limited dialogue, he speaks volumes about this character's inner turmoil. It's strange to call an exercise in violence and despair such as this beautiful, but what Phoenix does with the role is a masterclass in acting, further elevated by Ramsey's direction. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
If people see this footage, they'll say, oh my God, that's horrible. And then go on eating their dinners.
Oh, this sounds good. You should definitely save it.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. For your friends.
Oh. Well, I have this other story.
Tell you what. How about no talking?
Okay. Then I'll sing.
Hi, Clay.
Talking to Mooney?
I'm sorry, but this really isn't a good time, okay?
Bullshit. He knows Gloria and I were together that night. Now he must have heard it from you.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Arthur Fleck, Joker. Joker.
Can you please stop bothering my kid?
Sorry.
Various actors have been tasked with bringing this iconic character to life on the big screen over the years, and each of them has done something a little different, for better or worse. We're not here to pit Phoenix's performance against that of Ledger or Nicholson. That's for another time and a much larger discussion.
When I was a little boy and told people I was going to be a comedian, everyone laughed at me. Well, no one's laughing now.
You can say that again, pal.
What we will say, however, is that with Joker, Phoenix has turned in the performance of a lifetime. He plays Arthur Fleck as a man utterly unhinged, and yet for all his criminal insanity, he somehow remains sympathetic, if not relatable.
All I have are negative thoughts.
He's a tragic character, one who is at once hard to watch but impossible to turn away from due to the sheer magnetism of Phoenix's acting.
When you bring me out, can you introduce me as Joker?
Do you agree with our picks? Let us know in the comments. And hey, if you're a fan of the song playing right now, be sure to check out the music video for it right here.